We hear this phrase uttered quite often in current year, get woke, go broke. We see entries in that, whether they're singular or franchise, whether they're companies or industries. We see people going out again and again, repeating mistakes. Now, what's interesting about that is they're object lessons. I mean, there are valuable ones you can see, and yet it seems like people don't want to learn from them. I wonder if you showcased exactly what transpired, what that means. Would people learn from it? Objectless. Hey there. So today I want to return to that wonderful world of train wrecks to talk about a business that, well, was on top of the comic book world before everything fell apart. Now this, of course, is an object lesson to any company out there. And again, those who do not listen to the History Channel are destined to repeat the History Channel or something like that. Now before we get started on this though, if you like this kind of content, make sure you're subbed to the channel. Hitting that bell, you know the drill by now, and also check out the links in the description. One of those is the case of the littlest umbrella. It fits into this discussion here because this is an alternative to the insanity out there, and yeah, certain people, they do not like it existing. This closes at the end of November, so join in before it's gone, making sure that you send that message. We want escapism, but also we want our own independent endeavors that we don't have to lockstep and capitulate to get. So IDW Comics. Now, if you know nothing about comic books at all, that's okay. Understand, for the longest time, the top 4 comic book companies were as follows. You had Marvel Comics on the upper echelon. Always there. Still there, as a matter of fact, because they keep pumping out quantity over quality. DC Comics follows that up, always in the second spot. Then Image Comics, although they've had a little bit of issue there, they're still holding fast to the third spot, followed by IDW Comics. So that would make them the 4th largest publisher and the 3rd largest in-house publisher, meaning Image Comics, they go out, they pick up other people's properties, but they don't create anything themselves in-house. Now, IDW became rather successful because they would go out, they would pick up other companies' properties, they would license them and make their own products. For example, G.I. Joe comic books that came from Hasbro, they would take them, they would make them in-house, pay a licensing fee, and that worked out for years. The same thing with Transformers. Go out, pick them up, make that, and you're done. They had done that to varying degrees with everything from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to the Sonic lines, and again, that had been a mainstay model that had worked out for them for the longest time. A few years ago, something changed, however, and it impacted this company. They forgot who exactly made their endeavors possible. It's something that I talk about over and over again, remembering your audience, because even though you create something and you think it's good, people, they have to actually want to pick it up, and many things will impact that. Pricing points will impact that, the quality of something, and the way that you treat your consumers. Looking at the covers in front of you, for example, those became highlights of what people didn't want. And when that was brought up, people were called the regular. They were called ists. They were called phobes. And that stuff, it simply didn't fly. Then there was controversy that came up as well. And when that came up, apparently behind the scenes, the editor-in-chief not only encouraged this, but rewarded this behavior. This was admitted to in an interview with the editor-in-chief. As this and other issues began to flare up, an interesting thing transpired. This went from a niche comic book issue to one on a larger stage. And as that came up, companies like Hasbro, they tried to intercede. IDW, however, they wouldn't listen. And well, you know what kind of impact transpires when you stop listening to companies that work with you and you stop listening to your consumers? Yeah, the thing we were talking about at the beginning. Boom. Now, unlike many of the comic book companies that can obfuscate how bad things are going, IDW is a publicly traded entity. In fact, if you go to their website, idwmediaholdings.com, and you look under Investor Relations, you can find information on, well, the last few years. That's pretty much what you want to look at. You want to particularly pay attention to 2017, 2018, and the current year of 2019 to check out all of this stuff. Now, if you go in and you look at 2017, you flow down to around the fourth page, you'll find something fascinating. If you look at fiscal year ended October 31st, 2016, 2017, you'll notice in 2016 you have 3669. That's in thousands, so you're talking about $3,669,000. That's what the company made. If you look at 2017, you'll see 797. So it looks like wait a minute, it has brackets around it. Brackets equal loss. So the company here lost $797,000 for an entire year. I mean, that's insane, especially when you look at that. There were other issues, too. If you go in and you look at all of the stock trading and other things that come up in articles for 2017, what you see is a company in dire disarray. They're having all types of issues behind the scenes, and it looks like they're trying to keep that from their stockholders. It looks like they do a good job of it at first, too. By restructuring their stock and by doing other things, they manage to, number one, keep the debt low. They managed to keep it at around $6 million. And they also managed to keep the equity high, which is the value of the company. Now, despite putting on a brave face and pretending that nothing is wrong, 2018 ushers in calamity after calamity after calamity. If you look at the following headlines, for example, you'll notice how many people are departing. And if you look at their positions, you'll understand something. These are forced departures. You see people that have been here forever suddenly given the boot. And when that transpires, it says something. It says that your house is in disarray. Now, what's really telling about this are that some of the replacements, they're gone within months. They say, yeah, I'm not sticking around here because I'll never be able to wash this off of me. There's no way to turn it around. In fact, the person that helped lead us here, the editor-in-chief we talked about before, that person is let go and then brought back in because nobody else wants to step up. Interesting how that happens when a ship's sinking. Now, if you look at the numbers for 2018, you can understand why. If we look at fiscal year ended October 31st, 2017 versus 2018, we'll notice those brackets. $730,000 for 2017, 2018. Whoa, is that a typo there? Nope. The company's been, what's that word again? Oh yeah, wrecked, because we're talking about $36,067,000 in loss. That's right. That's not a typo there. The company managed to go out and lose $36 million. What's more is the company goes and it takes out quite a bit of debt during this time, to the point that the company now, it's burdened with $29,738,000 that will come due by 2021. Now, this company, if you want to look at how much it was worth before and how much it's worth after this time, I think it also tells you a lot here. If you look at the balance for October 31st, 2017, this company's equity was $49,473,000. The balance just 1 year later, $16,492. Again, the trash fire consumes, and the trash fire consumes bright. This leads us to 2019, and if you look at the numbers right now, following this down, you'll notice that so far, in 9 months, the company has lost $9,323,000 and counting. That's right, and counting. And remember, too, when we're thinking of those numbers, this company's equity, it was at $16,492,000. So what you have with this company anyhow is more debt than value to it. And this company, it just keeps bleeding off any money that's associated with it as it continues to lose millions every month. I mean, that's absolutely insane. Again, this is a tragic story and one that is emulated again and again by companies that forget exactly who empowers endeavors. That would be you, or that might have been you until you walked away. Now, many things, they can hit companies too, but what doesn't help is going out, insulting your consumer, pretending everything's fine, only to find out down the road that doesn't work. See, somebody was trying to sell me that idea the other day within anime. You can go out, you can treat people badly, you can denigrate, and it's not going to harm. And oh yeah, it will. Over time, as you chip away, and over time, as you see this perfect storm, these cataclysms, they will come in and they will wash it all away. But anyhow, you tell me what you think. Also, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you. I want to say that every day. I appreciate you showing up. These people, they forget you. They forget who empowers endeavors. Well, you're welcome here. So thank you. We all love you here, and we'll see you next time.